I often find Mother's Day to be a challenging holiday to know how to acknowledge in a public setting. Who is a mother? Who isn't a mother? Whose mother has recently died? Who is estranged from their mother or from their children? Who would like to be a mother but cannot? Who has a tenuous relationship with the concept of motherhood? Who has silently chosen not to be a mother and does not want to divulge their personal decisions in a public setting? Motherhood is complicated. But mother is not only a noun, it's also a verb. And mothering isn't something that only mothers do or only women do. Mothering is an expansive concept beyond the gender binary that we collectively use not only to acknowledge people, but also behaviors and actions. Being mothering or receiving nurturing care are universal concepts often applied to nature and Earth herself. And in addition, every being alive has a mother. That's something we all share. We were all created by those who came before us. Every single one of us was birthed by another. We all have mothers in our bones. So while motherhood is complicated and it wouldn't be wise to universalize our myriad and diverse experiences of what motherhood has been in our lives, nouns and verbs included, there's also a way that we can connect with its essence in a simple, holy type of basic acknowledgement. Thank you, Spirit of Life, for granting me the opportunity to be alive today. Thank you to the women and men and beings who have come before me, who have created my body and given me the opportunity to live. Thank you, wind, air, earth, trees. Thank you, berries and bees. Thank you to the unbroken chain of birth givers who have labored to bring me and my entire ancestral line and people who I'll never meet into the world. It's actually pretty amazing to think about the fact that there is an unbroken chain of people who gave birth before me to get me to this place. And you too, yes? Life is full of challenges. We are still here today. Today, this morning, this moment is another opportunity for a fresh breath. And for that, and for all the ways that we have been nourished and cared for within this lifetime, let us give thanks. One issue I have with the noun mother and the verb to mother is its implicit lack of reciprocity. Books like Shel Silverstein's The Giving Tree, anybody familiar with this book? Yeah. Contribute to exasperating this already out of balance perception of the earth, our great mother, as the great giver. Does this mothering inherently need to be self-sacrificing without receiving in return? And for those in life who play the mothering or nurturing or mentorship or caregiving roles, is it fair or accurate to state that they do not need mothering or caretaking in their own right? What does it teach my child? I'm parenting an 11, almost 12-year-old. What does it teach my child in a traditional mothering sense if I understand mothering to be one way and never teach her my personal boundaries or needs? How does that actually mother her? Over time, I've learned as a parent that the lack of showing my own emotions or my own needs can actually invalidate my child's emotions and needs. So it's an act of mothering to be authentic and to honor my own humanity. And in so doing, I honor hers. Several years ago, I worked as a childbirth mentor in the birthing from within philosophy. One of the things I specialized in was leading something called birth art process. These workshops were based on process art, which comes out of art therapy and is a form that focuses on trance-like, dream-like states that artists enter into in order to reveal their deep subconscious, the process rather than the product. And using this, we would explore things that moved within the deep that can impact us when becoming a mother or a parent. Approaching parenthood like any life transition is a rite of passage. And when we approach rites of passage that call us to transform our roles or take on new identities, even when they're new to us, they can carry an incredible amount of baggage from what we understand that role to signify, what we've been influenced to believe about it. Our society holds an incredible amount of messages when it comes to the word mother. The mother archetype can be seen in fairy tales, great myths, creation stories, Disney movies. It's perpetuated by stories and stereotypes that move in and out of all cultures differently. What does our larger culture, or the cultures that you have been influenced by, say about mothers or mothering? Allow some of these to come to mind. What are your family stories? What are we told we should be as mothers? What are we told mothers should not ever be? What does it mean if we are ineligible for the title of mother for whatever reason? Are we absolved of holding the hardest parts of this archetype? Must we grieve for never being able to embody actions or aspects of this archetype that are in fact deeply meaningful to us? Though many of you know that I'm currently separated and divorcing from my longtime husband and partner, and now co-parent, William, I've been deeply influenced by his own journey, and I'd like to share a bit about that. William, I spent many years supporting his deep grief at being disconnected societally from the mother archetype, because he actually kind of fits into that naturally in his personality and persona. William spent close to a decade as a preschool teacher, and years longer before that, caring for children as a nanny. And I'm talking about like a family of 6 kids and twins and little ones on up, right? If that surprises you, then you're not alone. In fact, the word nanny in our culture is often changed to manny when a man embodies this role, and it's often said in jest. Why? Why is it funny in our culture for men to care for children? I know that there are many nurturers in this room today who are men or non-binary, or who hold the mothering role in a different way, the mothering role as a verb. And isn't it interesting that there is a whole different set of archetypal images and metaphors that might come to mind when we think upon the father archetype? Perhaps first and foremost, that of God in many religions, God the Father, the holiest of all. This morning, on the heels of naming a new pope, Father to the Catholics, that bears greater weight in my mind, thinking about it today. And what about our own UU history of Mother's Day? Julia Ward Howe, who created a Mother's Day of Peace, a Mother's Day of Peace, a beautiful holiday, but why mothers? And what role were fathers already playing in relationship to war? that the mothers needed to come to pray for peace. Yet in truth, we all hold elements and aspects of the archetype of war and peace within us, of God and goddess, of caregiver, of nurturer, and of many other things. So friends, I invite you to take a moment. Let's take a moment in silence now to muse upon these things. Close your eyes if you'd like, and let the archetypes of what it is to be a mother, to have been mothered, mother as a verb, wash over your mind. And then from that place of witnessing some of these archetypal images, connect to your core. Connect to that core inside your own body and feel what is authentic and true for you. What is that truest mother archetype for you? And how might she like to grow in the coming year? And how does connecting to that archetype move you to be different in the world?